You're more than a one-night thing. All I had to take me was just one look. My heart began a thumping. Baby, I had it jumping. Cause you're than a number in my little red book. You're more than a one-night stand. In case you get to thinking that you've been took, you're more than a number written in my little red book. Oh, baby, give us a chance. Don't let the small town rumors end our first real romance. Now I'll admit I love you, but there was never one like you. So darling, don't believe the things they say. You're more than a number in my little red book. You're more than a one-night thing. All I had to take me was just one look. My heart began a thumping. Baby, I had it jumping. Cause you're more than a number in my little red book. You're more than a one-night stand. In case you get to thinking that you've been took, you're more than a number written in my little red book. Oh, baby, you gave me a sign. I threw away the numbers of those old flames of mine. And now they're trying to put you wise, knock me down in my girl's eyes. Oh, darling, don't believe the words they say. You're more than a number in my little red book. You're more than a one-night day. All I had to take me was just one look. My heart began a thumping. Baby, I had it jumping. Cause you're more than a number in my little red book. You're more than a one-night stand. In case you get to thinking that you've been took, you're more than a number written in my little red book. Oh, you're more than a number in my little red book. You're more than a one-night thing. All I had to take me was just one look. My heart began a thumping. Baby, you had it jumping.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. Until NATO, President Biden says he was surprised to learn his attorneys found potentially classified documents at an old office of his. He told reporters Tuesday his lawyers handled the papers properly.
They did what they should have done. They immediately called the archives, immediately turned them over to the archives.
But some GOP lawmakers
The top Republican on the House Intel Committee wants the intelligence community to conduct a damage assessment of those classified documents, similar to the one Adam Schiff wanted for the documents found at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in Washington. No winner for last night's Mega Millions jackpot, so the next one becomes the second largest mega jackpot ever at $1.35 billion. Drawing to be held on Lucky Friday the 13th. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And a good Wednesday morning. Got a little bit of a breaking news going on here this morning.
Mm-hmm.
You flying out of the country?
Or flying into the country.
Well, if you're outside the country, you might not be listening to us this morning. But if you're trying to fly out of the country today, you may want to check with your airline. They got some problems.
Big time flight.
Yeah, it's not weather related this time either. Good morning, I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
It seemed like they got one of them things called a pewter. You know them pewters?
And it's not working.
And we're not talking about that pewterware like you got the cups and stuff way back when, but computers, hundreds of flights grounded nationwide after FAA experiences computer outage. You know, not to jinx it or anything, but our primary computer over here the computer over there, even the Facebook and
Yeah.
YouTube computer.
Mhm.
At our computers
Mhm.
are all connected to a UPS. You know what a UPS is? It's not United Parcel Service. It's
it's a
uninterrupted
server.
power supply.
Okay.
True.
It will run
Mhm.
all of this stuff if the power goes out,
Yeah.
except for the monitors. But we've got with the computers are up and operating.
Yeah.
For about 2 hours.
Mhm.
This is the FAA.
I hear
This
you.
is the government who spends money on garbage,
Mhm.
and including a fence around Biden's beach home.
Yes.
Hadn't heard about that one, have you?
No.
We'll talk about that
No.
one today too.
Oh my.
But anyway, they got this money leaking,
Mhm.
and look at what they're doing.
Apparently, they need to fix the FAA's computer system.
You told me about that when you walked through the door, and I
Yeah, it
looked
hit
at this.
my
I said,
computer.
"Really,
Breaking news.
really?"
Yep.
Hundreds of canceled flights this morning, a result of a failure of the FAA's NOTAM,
Yeah.
Notice
Okay.
to Air Missions system,
Yeah.
which alerts pilots and other personnel about airborne issues and other delays at airports across the country. I got aboard an airplane, and they couldn't take off from Wilmington one day.
Okay.
Sky was clear,
Mm-hmm.
nothing up there. Getting ready to head down south for an international flight.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't take off. Why? Because the pilots could not get radar to check the weather up on his onboard computer system. It wasn't communicating with the ground.
Well, that's a problem.
Well,
I know. I hear what you're
I
saying.
just picked up my cell phone and I
Yeah.
punched up the local radar and I
Mhm.
said, stewardess,
Yeah. Check this.
want to go show him this thing
Yeah.
right here?
Yes.
But they need that to know what to fly around.
Well,
Yeah.
once he could get airborne, he'd pick
Yeah.
up somebody else's. But the one out of
Yeah.
Wilmington was not
Yeah.
communicating with his radio on the ground, his
Nice.
radar. Oh,
Nice.
Lord, good gracious. Communications, failure to communicate. Now, we have our issues from time to time here that's going to be related to internet generally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've had a power outage here lately, have
You
we?
just jinxed
I
us
did.
with that.
Sorry,
I
I'm going
was
to go
just
crank
gonna
up the
say.
generator if it does.
Yeah.
Between all the power outages across the country and now
The FAA don't know how to act. Yeah.
Yeah.
With their
So
crap
anyway,
equipment.
if you are flying today or maybe
You might
tomorrow,
want to check your
you
flight
just call
status.
your
Yeah.
flight guys, your airline, and see if you still are going to do it. I wouldn't head for the airport unless I checked first.
Well, that happened to us a couple of years ago when we were flying to Ireland, and I had made the mistake of flying. I fly Irish Airlines too there, but from Raleigh to New York,
Mhm.
I had booked American, and I always fly Delta. I'm a frequent flyer of Delta. But for whatever reason, I did American, and I
Probably
think I couldn't get a Delta
prices or
flight.
something.
I don't know. It was whatever. So this was, we go in summer, and we're having thunderstorms, and they canceled our flight or delayed it or something, and we knew we were going to miss our connection. For the next day. We had to rent a car, and there was
Been there.
it was awful, and five of us renting a car, driving to New York.
Well,
It was awful, Rayford.
I drove from Atlanta back to Jacksonville in the middle of the night.
I've done that too.
I drove back
Have to
from
rent a car.
Raleigh at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
That's
I've done that
125
too.
miles.
Yeah, it's compared to
Atlanta
yours.
is
Well, New York's longer, and on our way back from Ireland, they stranded us in New York for 3 days and couldn't get a rental car. You couldn't find one.
Really?
Yeah, it was awful.
Why didn't they just go buy one and turn it
We
in
should have.
after 3
That's
days?
why I'll never fly American ever again. Ever.
Well,
Won't do it.
Yeah, I was stuck on a runway, or we'd actually gotten out to the runway, getting ready to take off in Chicago in August. Thunderstorm came through. They closed everything down. Stuck on
It
the
happened to us, me and
runway.
Robin, one year going to Ireland
In
in the middle of a
August.
storm. Yeah, and they turned the air off.
No kidding.
Yeah, it
That
was
air only
awful.
works when you're in the air
Yep.
or hooked up in the ground.
Mhm.
And it got really warm, and they wouldn't even open up
They
the
wouldn't do anything.
beverage.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah.
3 hours we sat on
We
that
sat on
plane.
there. I watched 2 movies on the plane. So however many,
Wow.
4, was that like equivalent, almost 4 hours?
Yeah, well,
on
we-
the runway.
Here's
yeah.
a live stats right now on your flights. Total delays today, 7,076.
Uh-huh.
Total delays within, into, or out of the United States today, 1,230. Total cancellations today, 1,357.
Wow.
That's just
Yeah.
right now, this very minute.
Well, White House
Mm-hmm.
has also announced $1 billion for airport upgrades. I hope they do something for the
They
computers.
need to do something for the computers.
Yeah, buddy.
Forget the airport upgrades, and those take years.
Yeah, they do for sure.
Oh man.
All right, 910-333-0139. Want to chat about anything today? You are good to go until 7:30 this morning. We've got Dr. Rosemary Stein in at 7:30. I think that's the only one we have scheduled for today. So it's up to y'all today. Tomorrow, Senator Tom Tillis joining us, and on Friday, Congressman Greg Murphy will be joining us.
Yay.
So, we got a lot to talk about.
Well, I've got some.
What's that?
Union County Schools.
Uh-oh.
Parents have sued them.
Well,
Okay. For what?
And
Safety,
I understand.
security?
No, well, kind of. So apparently, the Union County Board of Education has been sued by the parents, and the board members were also. So they sued the board and the members.
Mhm.
To saying the district violated the law. Apparently, the district met in a special remote meeting on December 13. It lasted 15 minutes and no public comment. They adopted a special school calendar. Starting school on August 9th. Now, state law says
That's pretty early.
Well, state law says North Carolina schools should not start earlier than the Monday closest to August 26th and end no later than June 11th. Weather permitting. I mean, like a hurricane or whatever. But yeah, they say the complainants said the board intentionally violated the law and could constitute a criminal misdemeanor, which could mean removal from office. And they asked for an injunction to prevent the school board from enforcing a calendar. Well, the state law says you can't start, no earlier than August 26th. Then they did violate the law.
Yeah. Well, they did.
Yeah.
But
and when
they will never be removed from office.
But the news media asked the district for comment. They're like, no comment. We're not talking about it. But I mean, if the law says no sooner than August 26th, what in the world made them think starting on August 9th was okay?
The media and any person in that area can also bring charges against them for open meetings violation.
Yeah.
If they did not advertise it as required and they took action,
that's right.
You got a problem.
Yes, you do.
That can be a problem. So,
wow. What a hot mess in Union County. For those that don't know, that's over near Charlotte.
Yeah.
So,
Kelly, I got some news about your a former congressman that you used to talk about a lot on the show.
Who?
Madison Cawthorn.
Oh, what he done now? He's an idiot.
He left office and never bothered to hand over constituent casework to the successor who beat him, and now it's a gigantic mess. Now, Chuck Edwards took over that seat, and all this was supposed to be turned in by December 23rd. He left, never turned anything over. So now they're pleading for anyone who went through Cawthorn for help. Please contact Congressman Edwards' office so they can try to put it all back together. Yeah.
See,
what a mess he left.
That is a mess, and I'm not even surprised. I mean, he is just so he's just awful.
Well, he's moved to Florida, so I have no doubt he probably wants to be close to Trump.
Oh, I'm sure he's probably going to try to run for office down there, and they're dumb enough down there to vote for him. I'm just saying they will.
Well, what do you really think?
That's how I feel. I don't like Madison Cawthorn at all. I think he's just terrible. He didn't do anything for North Carolina.
I got some more stuff for y'all to worry about.
Oh no, let's hear it. Just go ahead and make a story.
So don't sleepless nights, shall we call it?
All right.
Well, really, I guess I might want to start it out with a little bit of a song, if I can find a song.
You got to sing for us?
Huh?
Sweet.
Yeah, just a little bit of a
sing
song. Ready?
All right, go ahead.
Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Never let it fade away.
It's Perry Como, by the way.
Yeah,
Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Save it for a rainy day.
Well, you can go outside any day now because things have been falling from the sky.
What's falling now?
Satellites.
Oh no! What?
Oh,
that's a problem.
You need to start wearing a helmet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could do that. It might help you. I don't know whether it would or not, but anyway, there are some things that are happening. A satellite came tumbling to Earth on Sunday.
Oh no!
Did it hit anywhere important?
In the Bering Sea, I think
it
was. No, it didn't. But who knows? They say
that's over near Russia.
The space watchers out there, I forgot what they call it, space track or something. But they watch all these
They
things that
do.
are up there. There are thousands and thousands of satellites and other man-made junk.
And I have
in
a friend
space.
that does that, and they tell me that. I'm like, I don't want to know this. I just
Well,
don't want to know.
This particular one was launched back in 1984-ish, something like that. Been working for a bunch of years. It quit working back in 2005. So it's just been a piece of junk up there circling the Earth. Circling.
There ought to be a way to like blow that
circling.
stuff up or something.
And then, but all those little pieces got to go
Well,
somewhere.
a
Russia
little
blew up one recently.
Oh, did they?
Wow.
Yeah. And the International Space Station had to dodge some of the debris.
Okay, that might be a problem. Then
Okay.
scratch that plan.
So
Yeah.
anyway, however they do it, I don't know.
Can we knock it? Can you like tow it out of orbit or something? Like, how does that work? Can you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Need to get some repo possessors or something.
something. Yeah.
But anyway, this one, it likely most of it, there's a key word there,
Yeah.
burned up on
Yeah.
re-entry.
Most.
And
Yeah.
the space experts up there, space cadets,
Uh-huh.
they say that this particular one, there was a 1 in 9,400 chances that anything would hit somebody or cause any damage on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But now all the new satellites, they've increased those odds to 1 in 10,000. So let me think about it.
1 to 10,000.
Yeah. You really willing to take those odds? You play the lottery, you go to Las Vegas, the odds are about the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But somebody wins. So it hits somebody.
True.
So the chances of this hitting somebody, any pieces of this stuff, 1 in 10,000 for every one of these things that breaks up and comes tumbling to Earth. Now, when they break up, you got to understand, they don't necessarily come in as one big chunk of metal.
Mm-hmm.
They can come in as shrapnel.
This is great. Just what I need. More stress is bad enough when
So-
helicopters are flying low over.
So what kind of roofs do you have? I think it's better to go underground, build an underground bunker, and live in that. Space debris alert.
Well,
Yeah.
When the radars go off, everybody goes running for their fallout shelters.
Yes,
Or fall in shelters.
could do that. But don't you ever get nervous, Kelly, at night when the helicopters are out and they're flying really low and it's just
when they rattle my house, only thing I'll get nervous about is I worry about Bennett, so they're going to crash into my house.
I know.
Because I'm right in the flight path.
Well, we
So
all are
am I.
apparently because they fly
Yes.
from Bogue to New River right over. Matter of fact, I've got pictures of them over these trees out here on a full moon.
I've
The
had them.
ospreys, they're pretty cool.
Yes, when they get so low like that, and you think they're getting ready to land in the street, I've run outside to see where they're at because I just think they're aiming for my house.
Well, you know, when they turn their rotors,
Scary.
when they turn those things up, they make up and they come in low. They suddenly are making holy mackerel. That's landing in the backyard, and it's not.
Well, the times that it seems like maybe they all of a sudden it's real loud, then you don't hear anything for a few seconds.
That's because they passed you.
No, and then they start back up, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
They're testing their engines. Be sure
Scared
they
me.
can glide. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, good Lord. I don't know. Ever since that one fell into the roof of back those years ago.
That was a Huey, I think.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
so. I
one
think
over
you're
there.
correct.
1968 or early 69, somewhere
Yes.
along that.
I remember I was little. My mama shopped there a lot. So
One guy fell out on his way down, crew chief. He was on the side when they were coming in.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
fell out. You know,
I don't remember a lot about it other
I
than
do.
it landed over the meat department.
didn't land. It crashed.
Yeah, crashed. Yes.
Crashed into the meat department area.
Yes.
Parts of it.
Yes.
All three
Scary.
members were killed of the 3 members of the crew. And it was a tragic scene.
It was very.
Yeah. It kind of put a damper on things around there. Hate it when these planes crash. And we used to have more of them crashing than we do now. The military crash.
Yes.
It used to be not routine, but it did happen on a somewhat regular basis. It's a shame. It always is a shame. When a helicopter crashes, survival is tough, you know, because
Okay.
those things, they just crash. There's no glide pattern. Yeah, there are all sorts of things under emergency conditions that you're supposed to be able to do, but you've got, as my brother-in-law, who was a pilot, says, you've just got a matter of a split second or two to disengage or engage whatever it is to rotor in.
And I guess
whatever
there's
they
no
do.
jumping out of a helicopter like an airplane,
Well, you can.
like a jet.
but you got to have a parachute.
Well, yes, but normally they don't wear parachutes on a helicopter.
They don't wear parachutes on helicopters. Right. Uh-oh. Steve, hang on. I'm going to have to disengage, re-engage, disengage. Third time's a charm. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Oh, doing pretty good. Hope y'all doing well this morning.
We're
hanging in here.
Well.
What's
Thank
up?
You.
Oh, not a whole lot. Was curious, wanted to ask you, had y'all's opinion, or if y'all even heard about it, the subcommittee that the Republicans want to form to look into active grand jury investigations.
Now that I hadn't heard. I watched a lot of the other stuff, but I didn't see that.
Yeah, they intend to form a subcommittee that's going to for oversight. Yeah, a subcommittee of the oversight committee.
Right.
And what they want to do, to, I guess hadn't ever been done, is they want to look into active investigations. And some of the people that have expressed that they want to be on that committee, one of them, Scott Perry, who is a target of one of those investigations. And so, yeah, I was curious. I didn't know if y'all had heard about it or not. If y'all maybe look into that. And I was curious what y'all thought on it. It looks like a little shady to me.
Not knowing anything about what you're saying that they did or whatever, I can tell you what, they will find a very, very tough road to hoe because grand jury investigations are different than those who are considering a true bill. When they launch an investigation, you got a real serious issue there. Investigations are not open for public scrutiny. And I don't care if you're a congressman. Does not matter. They're not available.
That's what the commentators I've seen have said is that it's going to be challenged in court. Surely, if they try and do that.
Why are they going to?
Their intention.
Why are they wasting my time and money if they're going to play these kinds of games? Leave, go away.
Yeah, let's focus on the issues. Inflation.
We got inflation. Yeah. We got border security. We got China. We got good golly, Miss Molly. What do we have out? We got space debris falling from the sky. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, they more or less made threats against China yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
It was a bipartisan vote.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something else. Speaking on the border security thing that struck me as interesting, I happened to come across that I hadn't really noticed directly before, but during the 4 years that Trump was in office, the second 2 years of his administration, the Democrats gave more money for border security than the Republicans gave the first 2 years of Trump's administration. Now, not such a big deal, but an interesting fact that if you look at the receipts, Democrats have actually gave more money for border wall construction as well as border security than the Republicans did when they had the opportunity.
I'll have to look at that, fact check it, but if indeed what you say is true, what I do remember too is that they voted constantly to curtail the construction of that border wall.
Yeah, but like I say, if you look at the receipts, when they had the government shutdown, where Pence went and negotiated with Nancy Pelosi to get $6 billion for border wall construction, and then Trump went in there and renegotiated down to like $1.8 billion. But even at that time, their increase was given more money than the Republicans that gave the 2 years prior. So, not trying to point directly at that, but it's just very interesting that the ones that have the loudest voice in opposition are the ones that do the least when they have the opportunity, do less when they have the opportunity.
If we take everything that you said as at face value and without examining it, I don't have any comments.
Please fact check me. I mean, I looked it up and looked up what the spending reports were for border security for every year. Actually, I looked back through several presidents because I was curious about it. But please fact check me because I'd like to know if I'm wrong about that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Got to run. Got to do some weather.
All right, guys.
Thanks
for your time.
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, if you come out to the borough tonight, I'm out there, so come get you something to eat.
You will. You're going to be cooking it too?
Have a good one.
All right.
He's going to be singing.
He's going to be singing. He's the chief cook and
singing.
bottle washer perhaps tonight. Yeah. All right, let's take a break here. Live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back with the weather.
of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes my home insurance so I only pay for what I need. I'm getting on in years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Whether it's a quick bite to go or a sit-down lunch meeting, make the Burrow Restaurant your midday go-to eatery. From small plates and appetizers, sandwiches, burgers, and salads, to steak, seafood, chicken, and pasta, there's something for everyone, including a kids menu. Or pick up a Low Country boil from the Burrow's Low Country Kitchen for your next office or family get-together. And craft cocktails to go. Restrictions apply. Ask for details. The Burrow Restaurant, 109 North Front Street in historic downtown Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Timeline Marine right here in Jacksonville. The folks down there are really busy this time of year. They're getting things ready for the upcoming spring season. I don't know whether you guys are aware of it or not, but a lot of people start paying attention to the boating season beginning in January. There are boat shows that will be happening January and February all over the country. Happens, and that the reason is because people are shopping. They're hoping and they're wishing. They're through with the Christmas season. Thank goodness. That's what they're saying. They're through. They're into the new year. We're through with politics, basically. Duh. So why not go boating? Why not make some plans? And Tideline Marine, the folks down there will tell you right now, if you need your boat looked at, get it on down. If you don't think you need your boat looked at, take it down to the river.
Have it, yeah.
Go down and put it in the water, and then get back to me and let me know how the boat is working.
Right.
If the last time you used it was like maybe Labor Day, hello, that was in September.
Yeah.
Probably your boat's not going to be working, not the way you want it to anyway. Things gum up, they get clogged up. If you've got a carburetor, it's going to be messed up because you probably put gasoline in it that contained ethanol instead of ethanol-free gasoline. We'll talk about that corn stuff in a minute. But anyway, that's one of the things you need to be doing, paying attention early. The later you wait to check your motors and the longer you wait to get it in for repairs, it doesn't matter what dealer you take it to, the longer it is going to be before you get it back. And I hate to see you sitting by the dock on Memorial Day weekend. And we have, I've had people sit there and say, it was running fine the last time I used it. And that was when? Labor Day, 9 months ago. Really? So you come in and you make plans, all the children, grandchildren, relatives, uncles, whoever, they all meet you down at the dock. You launch the boat. And then after 15, 20, 30 minutes of beating, cussing, framming, you pull it out of the water. Yeah, lots of crying going on. You pull it out of the water, take it home, put it up, and then you wait until Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday the next week and bring it in and say, hey, can I get this back in time for the 4th of July? Not likely, because it ain't that far away by that time. And there are a lot of boats in front of you. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots today. They'll switch around to the east this afternoon. Seas 2 to 3, dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 5 to 10, increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts at 25 in the afternoon. A system's going to move through. Seas 2 to 3 feet in the morning, 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Near shore 2 to 3, dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers only a light chop in the morning, becoming choppy in the afternoon. Friday winds out of the west 15 to 20, gusts to 30 knots on Friday afternoon. Northwesterly 10 to 15 later in the day. Seas in the morning 5 to 7 big uns.
Nope.
Subsiding to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. That's an afternoon to stay at home.
No. Today, sunny, high of 61. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 71. However, tomorrow it's going to be windy, and winds could gust as high as 30 miles an hour. So secure stuff in your yard if you don't want it to blow away. Tomorrow night is going to rain. Mostly cloudy otherwise, a low of 53, and the gusts are down tomorrow night to about 28 miles an hour. So not a big change in gustiness. But then on Friday, and that's that cold front coming in, because Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 60 with the gusts down to about 16 miles an hour. But then Friday night, it's cloudy, low of 33, and Saturday, it's going to be sunny, but the high is only going to be near 47.
And Saturday night will be below freezing.
Yep, below 28.
I have to go somewhere Saturday night.
Yeah, that's the reason I got some firewood stacked up yesterday.
Very nippy.
Yep. So it's going to be there. We should be getting a call from Dr. Rosemary Stein here within our next minute or so. A lot is going on, and something I'll talk about when we come back. It's about a headline I read, and about the U.S. Attorney's Office here for the Eastern District of North Carolina. You know who the U.S. Attorney is?
No.
Michael Easley.
Oh.
That ring any bells?
Yes.
Not that one.
Not that one.
His son.
Oh, no way.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
He's anyway, he's the U.S. Attorney representing or working in the Eastern District of North Carolina. I'm just surprised, and I'll have the comments and ask you some questions about it as well. Exactly where is Eastern North Carolina? You're going to be surprised.
Well, I think it's from the border of Virginia to the border of
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Clearly, that's not right.
That's not quite right. Good morning, Dr. Rose. How are you?
I am doing well. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Rosemary Stein, coming to us from the central part of North Carolina. Northern
That's
central.
Right.
I don't
Good
know
old
where you
Burlington, Alamance County.
There you go. And you're sounding less hoarse this morning.
A little less hoarse.
Well,
It's been a slow voice recovery, but I feel just fine.
That's good. Yeah, my wife and I both experienced like a day or something of a headache and a little raspiness, and just felt like almost like sinus drainage or something. I don't know what it was. Didn't have a fever, didn't have any issues like that. No additional aches and pains of the body. I got plenty of them all year round these days, but nothing new. So I don't know. There has to be some kind of little bugs going around.
There certainly are. We're seeing a lot of it at the clinic. Most of it is mild, but some of them, the children do look quite sick with the body aches and everything. So watch out for yourselves. Make sure that you have plenty of the lysine that I've recommended, the vitamin D, the vitamin C, and zinc. I think that's what helped me to not get sicker. So I would recommend that to anybody who's listening.
You know, it's kind of odd to hear a physician, somebody who prescribes pills that you have to go to the drugstore to spend a fortune for, telling you to go get over-the-counter medications.
They work.
Those are the things that work well. They're preventive and they're tried and true. So sometimes the old ladies' fables do work.
There you go. You mentioned lysine. I hear so much about that. What's that? What does it
lysine?
do? Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, what is
and
lysine?
How does it work?
It's an amino acid, but it's been a while since I've read about it. But as my memory recalls for me, it stands on the wall of your cells to protect them from certain viruses, specifically viruses. It's not so great against bacteria, but viruses is pretty good.
Wow.
So we used to use it for cold sores, and if you felt a cold sore coming up, it was pretty good with that. But we realized during COVID did bring some good things, and one was to realize that some of our vitamins and our supplements are pretty good against protecting us from viruses and even some bacteria. But lysine is one of those that we used to use a long time ago as a mild antiviral, particularly for cold sores. And we realized that it's really, really good. When it was given to some people who had COVID in the hospital, they recuperated quite quickly. And some of the people that are around the folks that were really sick did not get the illness or had a very mild illness compared to the people who didn't take the lysine.
Wow. Yeah, I know I've been taking it as needed. It's not something I put in my daily diet or anything like that. But every time I'm feeling, like just not quite other type, just some feelings, extra stuff that's not me, then I start a regimen of it for a while. And I suppose it helps.
It might be something good during the winter to think about. It comes in big old pills. I don't know if it also comes in liquid or in chewables for children. But that's worth looking into.
Yeah, the pills can be sort of strangling.
Choke out all.
Yeah, does it hurt to cut things like that in two? I know if it's a capsule,
Absolutely
you don't
not.
do that.
Yeah, no, that's quite a good idea. Those are very big. If you have a bit of a gag reflex, or if you have a little difficulty swallowing big pills, that's when you may want to use a pill cutter to cut in half.
Yeah, and speaking of cutting pills in half, sometimes folks will do that because you can get a 20 milligram stuff, and you're only prescribed 10. And you can cut it in two, except when it's a time release thing, right?
If it's a capsule, you're not supposed to cut it in two.
Yeah.
Some of those time release things, you'll just have to get two time releases. One when you take it, and the other one when you take it the second time. But if it's a medication for your heart or a medication for your blood pressure or your thyroid, it's best always to ask. Most of those medications can also be cut in two, though.
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot of the pills that the doctors have told me to cut in two, take half a tablet each day type thing. It's got a little crease in it, a little slot.
Well, you can cut it, yeah.
Where
I've got one like that.
You can cut it.
Yeah. Maybe they got smart, so people wouldn't mess them up, or they go flying across the room or whatever.
Yeah, when I left the hospital, they gave me a pill cutter.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yes.
Very good.
Can't find mine, so I'm using a pocket knife. That okay?
Oh, my word.
Be careful with those fingers.
Oh, my gosh.
Dr. Rose, what are you seeing with kids currently? I have some kid clients, and I had a kid client yesterday, matter of fact, that told me he started feeling bad on last Wednesday evening. So he didn't go to school Thursday and Friday, and he had like a headache. He said he had a fever of 102, but he said on Friday, his legs, he said they just started hurting. He claims he took a COVID test that was negative, but to me, that almost sounds like he had the flu. And he said he did not take a flu test. and he's fine now.
We are not seeing positive flus for the most part right now, maybe a couple a week, where we were seeing like 30 a day a few weeks ago. So most of this is not the flu. It's not usually testing positive for COVID, but I'm suspicious that it might not be testing positive because it's another serotype. It's not typable. We do have a lot of strep still going on. We have some RSV, but most of what you're describing with the lower leg aches, some chills, fever, just generally feeling terrible for a few days, that is not positive for most, typable viruses.
Okay.
Yikes! 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 Yikes!
Yes, yikes all over the place. Anything on the horizon for the the spring that you're finding out from the medical journals that we need to be on the alert for?
Oh, well, funny that you should ask that. I was asked to give my opinion on a new AAP recommendation that will probably alarm some folks out there. But the recommendation is now that at 12 and at 13, we can refer, as pediatricians, we should refer, and parents should ask for a referral for oral medications for weight loss and for obesity.
So
that was something I was asked to comment on, and you might see that article sort of going around. So that was a new recommendation from the American Academy of Pediatrics, and they said waiting doesn't work, so that we should consider referring our children to surgery at 13 and trying some oral weight loss medications at 12.
Wow. Well, Dr. Rose, funny you bring that up because last year I had a client whose brother was 10, and this kid was diagnosed with fatty liver at 10. And they were saying that the doctors had said it was, this kid ate he ate mainly junk food, like a lot of chicken nuggets, like, never any fruits, vegetables, he just ate a lot of junk, and they diagnosed him with fatty liver at 10, which in my opinion sounds a little unusual, but they're like, told the parents, if you don't get a handle on this kid's diet, you're going to have a problem. And he may develop issues where he won't live to be a long adult life, basically. Is this like a common thing, or I know diet does play a role in fatty liver.
It's horribly common. And yes, it is mostly diet and lifestyle issues. We have a lot of our patients that when they're obese, we have the test done on their liver. It's just liver function test. And they come back really high. We send them to the gastroenterologist who'll do an ultrasound and other kinds of tests, and they do have fatty liver. But the good part about it is that it's not totally reversible, but it is reparable with a good diet and trimming down. But it just takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work from the parents because you got to be on them. You got to make sure not to stock your cabinets with some of the stuff that is going to be contributory towards that. It's a lifestyle change, and not sitting in front of the TV all the time because that promotes snacking. Maybe going outside more. It's a real lifestyle change. And, we're not willing as parents and as adults sometimes to do all that. When we do all of that and we really embrace the change, I see that the children's liver enzymes, which is the most important factor, come back down to normal. And the liver starts to look more, just normal on the ultrasounds, on the x-rays.
Wow. And
that's just
it's awful. And fast food, I think, plays a huge part of it too.
No doubt.
Even parents,
it sure does.
And even if the kids play sports, a lot of times they're stopping to get fast food on the way to practice, or on the way home from practice, or on the way to a game. And that's, and you are 100% right. This is where the parents have to step up and make that lifestyle change. And a lot of them are unwilling to. And to me, that's very sad.
Because I know not easy. And it's hard to see that this kid who doesn't look that overweight has this lifelong problem. But even if your kid has a 1% chance, 1 out of 100 chance of not making it, let's say, to 60 because of these factors, and part of it is genetic. So you can help it with environment. You can help it by giving them a great diet and making sure they exercise. 1 in 100, your child might have that because the liver enzymes are increased. Don't you want to give them that 1 in 100 chance that no, you're gonna have a long, productive life, and you're gonna be able to tell the story of how you lost weight, you're healthy, and you made it to 90.
You know, it comes back to me. My memory banks are sometimes filled with weird pictures. Growing up, and many years ago, kids mowed lawns and stuff like that. I do not ever remember seeing a fat kid mowing the lawn.
That's a good point.
Well, I'm sure it existed, Rayford, but
not if they were pushing that lawnmower. It didn't exist. The riding lawnmowers were few and far between in my day.
Poor kids today mowing the lawn is like the worst punishment that you can give them. They really don't appreciate work because their parents today, we don't try to foster that. It doesn't just come to them that, work is good and it's going to enhance your life. These are things that have to be taught. But you're right that part of the problem that we have is that when I ask for chores, what chores do you do? I take out the trash.
Yeah,
oh, honey, you only take out the trash once a week, and that takes about 30 seconds. That's not a chore. That's a task.
Yeah,
I like that.
I agree with that.
All right, Dr. Rose, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Love speaking with you guys.
Same
Have a great
here.
day, Dr.
See you next
Rose.
week.
Let's see you next week.
See you next week.
You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We got a lot more to talk about when we come back. Don't go away.
If you own rental property but don't have time or expertise to manage it, entrust Fountain Management with managing your rental properties. There will be no disappointments. Fountain Management is very receptive to answering any questions along the way. If you're looking for an honest, professional, friendly management company, call Fountain Management today, 910-455-1609, or visit Fountain Management at 255 Williamsburg Parkway, Jacksonville.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
An Arizona man was taken into custody on trafficking charges after a neighbor noticed something was not quite right. And I'm telling you again, people, you see something, say something. I saw something yesterday and I'm getting ready to say it. So the drug units here in Onslow and Jacksonville, get prepared because I've got the location for you. Stephen Hurry was arguing with the female victim outside his home when a neighbor observed the altercation, believed something was off with the two of them. That's according to the police in Scottsdale. The cops were called to investigate, and through the investigation, the woman revealed Hurry was trafficking her.
Wow. Well,
outside arguing, and that's what happens. So anyway, I'm going to start with a headline from one of our local TV stations' websites yesterday. It reads, Task Force to Address Human Trafficking in ENC. ENC is an often used abbreviation for Eastern North Carolina. The station got the headline from a news release issued by the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Eastern District of North Carolina, meaning apparently Raleigh.
Right.
The story continues. U.S. Attorney Michael Easley is announcing efforts to combat human trafficking. The office, I'm assuming this news release is referring to the U.S. Attorney's Office, is creating a dedicated human trafficking task force. It is meeting regularly to share intelligence and investigative leads, receive specialized training, and develop investigative tools. According to a quote from Easley, it is easy to dismiss human trafficking as a problem that happens only in other parts of the country or the world. But sadly, it's something that is happening right here in our communities in Eastern North Carolina. He's right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's right about that. Yeah.
It's a problem, and not much has been done about it. And Eastern North Carolina is impacted. So, who do you think is on this task force designed to take on the issues of human trafficking in Eastern North Carolina? I'm glad you asked, because I did, and I found out. There are members of prosecutorial offices and 11 law enforcement agencies, including the Wake and Johnston County District Attorney's offices, Homeland Security, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, U.S. Marshal Service, Internal Revenue Service, North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, North Carolina State Highway Patrol, take a breath, and lest we forget those local law enforcement agencies in Eastern North Carolina, there's the Wake County Sheriff's Office.
That's Central North Carolina.
Just stand by.
Right.
St. Augustine's University.
Yeah.
That's in Raleigh.
And the Raleigh, Apex, and Cary police departments. This task force includes a police department from a private university in Raleigh. Johnston County's county seat is Smithfield, just a few miles from Raleigh. How many of these task force members are from points east of the I-95 corridor?
Right.
Even Johnston County is the only county in the 13th prosecutorial district. One county, and I-95 at least passes through that county. It appears to me that the U.S. Attorney considers anything east of Wake County as perhaps the far east, an insignificant part of the Tar Heel State. Along with the most of the political entities in this state, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of North Carolina chooses to ignore the needs and issues we're having in the real Eastern North Carolina. Why isn't the Jacksonville Police Department? Why isn't the Onslow Sheriff's Department? How about the Duplin Sheriff's Office?
What about Carteret?
Talk about
New
trafficking.
Hanover?
New Hanover. I mean, total ignoring the real eastern part of North
Wake
Carolina.
County is central, in my opinion.
Well, not in your opinion. It is a fact.
Now, Orange County is central, North Carolina. That is not
Johnston County.
Yeah,
well,
that is not eastern.
The office for the U.S. Attorney is in Raleigh.
Yes, the Eastern District.
That's
but
right.
that's not the East. ENC says Eastern North Carolina.
That's right. Yeah, that's us.
That is not Eastern North Carolina.
No, that's not Eastern
That's the
North Carolina.
Eastern District.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Of the U.S.
I
Attorney's.
agree with that. Yeah.
He should have, I would think the wise thing to do was have our sheriffs involved from our counties here. And our district attorneys.
Absolutely. Human trafficking. We got the coastal issues here.
Yes.
I-95 is the corridor.
Lumberton.
Virtually
Fayetteville.
everything he's talking about lies to the west of I-95, except a little bit of Johnston County.
But even areas like Lumberton and Fayetteville have Fayetteville especially has very, very high.
That probably comes under a
trafficking.
different federal.
Probably, but that's due to the I-95 corridor. But for them to say, Raleigh's look, let's be honest, right?
It's all about Raleigh.
Raleigh and Wake County and Durham areas and all that, they all look out for themselves. They always have, always will. Period. They don't care about anybody else. That's how they roll. So
why would you not have the district attorney's office that handles 4 of the counties in the east, the real east?
I agree. I agree 100% with that.
Right here, headquartered in Jacksonville. Okay, Duplin County, huge area for potential trafficking and likely. Okay, they got the IRS involved in this.
The IRS. Oh my word!
Help us!
Oh my word! That's just sad.
I mean, why? I mean, that's something further on down the line. Once you have human traffic ring and you start investigating further, I mean, why bring the IRS in now? Oh, I know, because they all need jobs, don't they?
Well, they're not trained equipped to deal with that. No. They can hardly help people figure out their taxes.
We need to
else.
We need to talk to our district attorney. Let's put
Yeah,
him
we
on
do.
the
We need
schedule.
to get him in here.
Let's put him on the schedule.
Talk about human trafficking and drug trafficking in the East, the real East. We ain't the Far East, Mr. Easley. We are the East.
I figured you were
not.
going to say, well, now he was born in Southport.
They have a home
North
in
Carolina.
Southport.
I mean, that's where he's
I
from.
know that's where he's from.
And you would think that would be one area he'd start with first. So you've got the ports there.
Yeah, huh?
I mean, that only makes sense. But
You got Sunny Point Military Ocean Terminal there. You've got the state ports of North Carolina, but the biggest one is there. The bigger one of the two are there. And, having lived there for 30 years, I can tell you the number of individuals.
Right off an interstate.
And you're right off an interstate. Easy access and from everywhere these days.
Well, New Hanover County has most of the bars are run by a group of Russian businessmen.
I didn't know that now.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. The Irish pub is owned by a Russian guy, which is so bizarre to me.
Where's the Irish pub?
I was going to ask.
Right there beside the Front Street Brewery. It's Lancia. It's been there for years.
My favorite's the Copper Penny down
I don't
there.
remember it from. I left from there in 2009, so I don't know.
It was there then. And there's one called Pravda. He owns quite a few, but there's
Pravda,
a lot.
Meaning truth. Yeah, in Russian.
But yeah, there's a lot of. So I have no doubt they bring in traffic. They traffic.
Yeah, and by human trafficking, I want to get our DA in here to explain what human trafficking is.
Yes.
Because a lot of people just don't underneath it. Is selling people what? Is that what it is? And we got slave trade going again? That's human trafficking. That's what some people think. So we'll talk to him about that.
All right, he's going on my list.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WDSME. We'll be back in about 60.
And Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane and Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane and Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. Freedom 97.1.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back. You asked when the next drawing for what? The Mega Millions. That's on Friday.
Okay, gonna
That's
make
why
sure we get our tickets.
The three of us need to go buy. Each of us buy a ticket.
Right.
Do you fill out? Have you've bought tickets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you filled out a certain number, a particular series of numbers?
I've done that before.
I have.
I've just got to let the machine
ways.
choose.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm kind of curious as to whether the people who win all of this stuff the big
I'd
winners.
like to talk to some of them.
Well,
How
I'd
did you
just
get
like
your
to
numbers?
know
Yeah.
whether they pick their numbers. I mean, it's available.
Yeah.
You can find out. I'd like to know what the odds are picking your own number and how many times that you've picked it and used it.
Well, I watched that show, My Lottery Dream Home, because I like that show.
Okay.
And if I ever win the lottery, I'm having him help me find a property. But anyway, a lot of people that have won, not all, but a lot of them have won on scratch-off tickets.
Oh, really? I'm talking about the big bucks. That 1.8 million or 1.15.
There's been quite a few that won 1 million. One guy won 5 million on a scratch-off.
Scratch-off?
In Massachusetts, but yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
They paid like $20 for a scratch-off. That's a lot to pay, in my opinion. But
you've seen your buddies this morning yet?
no, only I take that back.
You got Chip and Dale?
Dale was over here earlier.
Chip or Dale?
I saw a flash of light earlier. I don't know what that was.
That was it was pre-dawn, and the squirrels were using flashlights because they couldn't get around.
They were sending us
I
signals.
have not seen them out there today, but I did see one over by the red berry bush.
How many squirrels you ever seen in the middle of the night?
No,
that's right, because they sleep.
Yeah,
they run back to their nest at sunset or shortly thereafter. They
Smart.
get up in the mornings, right? There was a PSA that radio stations were advertising here in North Carolina about 6 or 8 years ago, and I made fun of it, as only I would do.
Of course,
guys driving home in the middle of the night, and he sees something up ahead, and he swerves to avoid it.
I know.
He's drinking, of course. That's what the whole point was.
Okay.
And it turns out it was a squirrel. It was after midnight. And I said, yes, he was drunk if he saw a squirrel after midnight.
Oh, okay.
You don't see squirrels walking the street after midnight, people.
I did not know that.
That was a stupid PSA.
I had an unusual occurrence one time. I was delivering mail. I was on Kellam Loop Road. And you come around the bend and you kind of go down, and then you come back up and around a curve. And I saw something in the middle of the road, and I just kind of stopped, and I'm like trying to figure out what it is. It was an owl, and that owl was about 2 feet high. It was a big owl.
I will tear your car up.
And I rolled up the windows and locked the doors because it freaked me
like a
out.
pterodactyl.
And I finally got it to move, but it's weird because it was right next to a graveyard where a little baby had recently been buried too.
Sad.
So I'm just wondering.
You never know.
That's why I rolled up the windows and locked the doors. I'm gonna tell you what.
Well, owls can be really hazardous to the health of small pets.
They can.
Yes.
Be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did know that. Yeah. Small
Kitty
dogs
cats,
and cats.
kittens,
Yeah.
cats,
and little dogs. Yeah.
So,
I did know that.
We can hear. There's one that used to show up out here, and we'd hear him. You can hear him from inside the house.
Oh my!
And the closer he gets, and then of course my cat would look up, and if he's outside on the deck, he'd come back inside.
Yeah.
And the doggies, sometimes they didn't want to go outside. They weren't sure what it was, but it was just a loud noise, and they didn't like it.
People over there in Northwoods have been saying on the Facebook page that we got some big birds out flying around and
those
snatch your little animals right up.
Yeah, there's some hawks up there.
Yeah,
we've got some 4 or 5 of them at a time. Will be circling this area. They don't really want to do that.
Yeah, let them go after my cat. They'll regret it. That cat will go postal on them.
Take them down.
That's right.
Well, good for them. I don't know that my doggies can do that, but
right.
I can.
Your dog's too busy checking the perimeter of the fence.
Oh, he's walking. He's looking, and he's
checking it out.
He's hoping he can
my
make a
dog's
friend
little.
or something.
I don't need him to swoop them up.
No, I don't want him to come swooping down on mine either, because those birds might be protected.
Because I will be breaking a city ordinance.
Ready for
I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break.
You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME 910-333-013, not 7, but 9. When we come back, we'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden says he was surprised to learn that classified documents had been taken to a private office he was using and doesn't know what's in them.
He also said his lawyers have sent them where they belong.
And we're cooperating fully.
But in light of former President Trump and the probe of documents found at his estate, Speaker Kevin McCarthy tells Fox's Hannity the president's behaving like a hypocrite.
They think the law doesn't apply to them.
House Republicans are asking U.S. Intel for a damage assessment on those documents.
Fox's Jill Nato. House Republicans vote to investigate the Justice Department and other federal agencies they accuse of punishing and silencing conservatives. Democrats called an attack on law enforcement. Subcommittee Chair Ohio Republican Jim Jordan on Fox's Hannity.
They said this is political and we're going to fight it tooth and nail. Why? We're protecting the First Amendment.
Who will serve on this subcommittee hasn't been announced yet. It was approved on a party line vote. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
And we're back here live on Local Real Talk here on Freedom 97.1. Kelly Knapp, Lee Barrows, and yours truly, Rayford Brown, your host. And I think we got a caller on line one. Good morning. Who's this? Hello? Hello? No caller on one.
Wow.
Maybe caller on two. Nope. That hung
Not
up.
anymore.
Caller, give us a call back.
Yeah. There was a name on the ID. I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it. But,
And it was a cell phone.
yeah.
Saw that too. Mhm.
Arkansas Republican Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Oh, they're calling back.
She's in the news.
Oh, that's a different person. That's Drew.
Drew, is this you? Hello?
Hello.
Good morning. How are you? Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us, Drew?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, you're on the air.
How are you?
How are you?
We're hanging in here. What's up?
Here's my owl story.
Let's hear it.
My two boys used to stay up all night, all hours of the night playing video games. And then about 2 o'clock in the morning, they go to one of the all-night hamburger places for a hamburger.
Oh, Lord.
Well, take them home one night, and my phone rings about 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's Sean, and he says, "There's an owl sitting on our light by the front door." I says, "Okay." He says, "Ryan says that he read things that these kind of little screech owls will fly at your face and stuff. You just startle them." He says, "Can you come out and scare him away?"
Really?
I says, "Well, yeah, I can come out and scare him away, but isn't there a back door to the house?" Click. They hang up.
Good point. Good point.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
That's good.
And were they old enough to be firefighters at that time?
Do what?
Were they firefighters at the time they made that call to you?
No, they were both in high school.
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
They became firefighters later in life,
Yeah,
so
they
I was
did.
gonna,
Yeah.
I was gonna chastise him about that
No,
one.
I don't. At this point in his life, I don't think anything would scare Ryan.
They were afraid of the owl, though. Owls are scary. So I don't blame them.
Poor Al. Oh well.
You all have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
You too, Drew.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, Drew.
Let's see. Do we have a caller on line too? Good morning.
Yes.
Hello.
There you are. Okay.
How are you?
Hey, Rayford.
How are you
This
doing?
is Jimmy.
Hello, Jimmy. What's going on?
Man, a couple of weeks ago, y'all were talking about how the city of Jacksonville operates with the new businesses coming in. Like, for example, Gene Moore over at Church's Chicken. He's tried it took him 9 months to get open because of meeting all the requirements,
Yeah.
They make you dig a retention pond, but where my understanding is weak at, over in the Old Northwood, Elizabeth Lake area, they tore the dam out that Christian Barshall, the guy from Maine or somewhere that used to be the city manager, tears the dam out and just absolutely destroys that neighborhood and Jacksonville's largest retention pond right there.
Uh-huh.
And if you ride by the cleaners on Henderson Drive, there's a sweet aroma coming from the sewage plant there. I don't know if you've ever been through that area or any of your ladies have, but, many years ago growing up there, as the water flowed out of the lake, whatever went over there in the Little Mill Creek area, it washed out to the river,
Yep.
and it didn't have all that smell. And I just do not understand why the city would do something like that.
Well, I was
If
confused
there's
about.
anyone out there that can help us with that.
Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, Jimmy.
Yeah, just very weak. It might be my phone.
No, I think it's
Let me
ours.
crank you up a little bit here. How's that?
There we go. There,
All right.
very well.
I just got to make sure we don't get the feedback. Anyway, growing up, I lived around Elizabeth Lake back in the 50s. There on DeWitt Street. We were one of the first houses back around there. And of course, it was one way in, and well, there were two ways in, but they were both around Elizabeth Lake, one on each end of Elizabeth Lake. And of course, when Elizabeth Lake flooded with hurricanes, it would wash out both ends. So we were trapped until they came in to do a lot of improvements. But the lake always flowed. That was a beautiful lake, by the way. That was a gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And then I leave town, and somehow some city manager comes in, like you say, and he does something weird, and I'm like, what? Why?
Yep, they broke the dam out, and then they go over here on Barnes Street, and they plant $15,000 worth of flowers in front of the old fire department.
Yeah.
Yet a guy was going to write a check for that building, a cash buyer, and they said, no, you can't have that there. So the city ended up making it a red light place, for the city red lights. It looks like maybe to me that there's a lot of issues within up there that we really need help in the city.
Well, that city manager is gone, and destroying Elizabeth Lake was a very bad thing, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
First of
agree.
all, they
agree.
had, believe it or not, they had a garden club back in the 50s there, and they beautified Elizabeth Lake. That club took it upon themselves. They planted azaleas, they planted all sorts of stuff. They took care of it. No city money was used for that.
And all the ducks.
Absolutely. Miss Paul was a key player.
Louise Paul.
Oh, yeah.
She was a good lady. I remember her. But, yeah, they need to do some help over there. They turned it into the swamp. They took the property values. My mother lives over there, and they have just absolutely destroyed the property value in that area.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I have a friend that lives near there.
Yeah, it was a nice area.
Yeah,
it was
it
a beautiful area to live and to play. The only thing they ever warned us about were snakes. Our parents.
Cost that much to it can't cost that much to put another spillway and a dam in there, and a piece of tile under the road. They did it for years.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
It can't cost that much, but yet they're going to build a bus station over there that's just like sitting over there for $2 or $3 million, probably.
Yeah, well.
Let me get out of that pretty quick.
One can after another being opened here.
Yeah, y'all try to help us on that somewhere along the way. If anyone's listening, man, come on, take care of your city.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Take care of what once was, and maybe it would be again.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
You too,
Thanks so
Jimmy.
much for letting me say something.
Thank you, Jimmy. Anytime. Look forward to it.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too.
Well, I have to agree with him.
I
'Cause
do too.
Every time I go down DeWitt Street, past that area, I mean, what used to be a beautiful lake, ducks, you could sit there and feed the ducks
You
or
could
whatever.
drive around that lake.
Oh, it was
You
beautiful.
could walk around a great walking trail.
And now it's just a huge hole that's all weeds.
Yeah, and trash and
And
whatever.
trash, whatever.
Yeah. It's not flowing water, so therefore it's a stink.
Refresh my memory. What happened to it?
I was gone. I left town and things went to hell in a handbasket, apparently.
I can't remember.
They
the
got a
exact
new city
reason.
manager, and they thought it would be a good idea. This is according to the reports that I read and whatever occurred. Thought, let's just close that thing off. Well, let's drain that.
I have a
lake.
friend that lives over, and that's what they said. It was
Well,
a
I
stupid
think
move.
It was actually that property was owned by the Lutzes.
Yep. I know they own a big chunk of that
Yes,
area.
and I think something to do with they asked them to do something or whatever, and the Lutzes said, no, we're not going to. I don't know. We'll have to research a story.
Yeah.
Bring it back up again.
Yeah, I knew Mr. Lutz.
Yes.
No. Started to talk to you about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, now the governor of Arkansas. She issued an order as soon as she took office. The use of the term, I never heard this before, Latinx in government documents will no longer be tolerated. Do you know what Latinx is?
No, I do not.
Neither did I. But apparently it was being used, and it has been used in some places. It's Latina and Latino, male and female, right?
Okay.
This is gender
real?
neutral. And
what?
In government, a lot of governments apparently have been using that so as not to bring attention as to whether it's Latina or Latino. Well, she and her group did some research. Well, she didn't do it. Pew Research poll found that only 3% of American Latinos and Hispanics use the term to describe themselves. 97% call themselves either Latina or Latino. So she said that will no longer be used on official.
Why does she care?
Arkansas
What a
governments.
moron.
She took care of it, as she should have. Thank you very much. I'm glad she did. Now, if the rest of the government could get their heads out of the sand.
Oh.
I don't know who that is. That's my other phone ringing.
Scared the crap out of me. I'm just like, where am I?
I hope
That's
that's
a
Mike.
spam. It's
I
a
was getting
spam
ready
risk.
to
Matter
on
of
it.
fact, it's anyway. Good morning. We got a.
It's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Wrong Mike.
Hey, I vaguely remember what happened to that lake.
Okay.
It was one of the hurricanes. I believe it
Right.
might have been Floyd, but that road would always wash out.
Yeah.
Because the spillway failed in one of the hurricanes, and I think the dispute was over rebuilding the spillway. And I think the city wanted him to foot the bill, and he didn't want to foot the bill, so they just put a pipe under the road. So now it's just a creek.
I'm trying to remember Mr. Lutz. I think he was
I think
dead in
he
the
was gone, and
1990s.
I think it was his daughter Lisa that.
Okay, because I went
don't
to
know.
Yes.
I don't know
Northwoods Tavern for
you
that
know,
one.
I could be wrong about the dispute, but I know what happened to the spillway in the pond. It was a hurricane that
Well,
washed it out.
a hurricane back in 1954 washed out both ends of that area. That's the bridges, the little bridges on both ends, the spillway. It took it out then. They rebuilt it. I mean, they just put the road back in. Governor Hodges was called at that time by some of the individuals who were trapped behind there on behind Elizabeth Lake, because there was no other way out. The Witt Street did not go out to Gum Branch Road at the time. This was basically a self-contained community. But they put DOT on it, and they came up with a much better plan. Now, Floyd was kind of like a storm of the century. We've had a couple of them lately.
Mm-hmm.
And Floyd, if that's the reason they did it, how many years would it take before that spillway would wash out again? I mean, we lose property on a regular basis. Do we just do away with it because a hurricane comes along, or do we fix it?
I don't know about all that. Not my property.
Yeah. And if it belongs to a private individual, then I understand. But you know what? Make a deal. Let's make a deal here, and the city will take care of it, because was a great looking natural resource. It was a beautiful place.
Yeah, I'd like to know why they never rebuilt that. Because I used to live on DeWitt Street, and I remember when
whereabouts on
I
DeWitt
would
Street?
like to know why it never got rebuilt.
It looks like a hot mess now.
Yeah. What was your address on DeWitt Street, Mike?
Say what?
Street.
I don't remember the exact address. It was right at the top of the hill, right before the curve where the lake was. So, I mean, I could, when I could walk out to the end of my driveway, I could see, where that curve was.
Okay.
I could see the lake from my driveway.
Yeah. You lived in the 100 block, probably. That's where I lived.
Yeah, up there, pretty close to, Jeff's stuff.
Okay. Yeah, you're on that side.
All right. I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you take care.
Maybe our former reporter for the Jacksonville Daily News will call in. I sent him a text. I bet he knows.
I'm sure he remembers.
Yes.
Was he there in the 90s? Was he at the Daily News in the 90s? I don't know. Mike, I don't know. Okay, what else we got cooking? You know what? We don't have apparently a large Latina or Latino group here in Onslow County, because I'd be surprised if they would like to hear themselves referred to as Latinx.
Well, we do have an actual Onslow County Latino group.
I know we
that's
do,
here.
but it's, they're not calling.
Well, they're probably not listening.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
So
We need to go find. There's maybe one of the Mexican restaurants. We just go in there and ask them. That's what I'm going to do.
After you get your food.
Yeah, you want to be referred to as Latinx or Latino?
my business
or
partner
Latino?
is Hispanic. I'm going to ask him.
Ask
I'm
him.
going to ask him. Latinx. He'll probably rage out about that. I'll ask him.
Latinx.
Yeah. I'm going to ask him.
I'd never heard of it until
I haven't
read
either
this story.
until you
So
just said that. Oh,
whatever.
there's my squirrel
Latinx.
friend. He's out there.
Your squirrel?
Yeah, he's
Is
on the
it Chip
tree.
or Dale?
I can't tell.
It's Chip and Dale.
Chip has the fluffier tail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Chip and Dale. All right.
Okay, guys. She's for those of you who just joining us. She's not talking about those Chippendales.
No, there's two squirrels, and I've named them Chip and Dale.
And one's got a fuzzier tail
He's
than
got a
the
fluffier
other.
tail. Chip has the fluffier tail of the two. He's up in a tree. He
So,
got
have you
far.
ladies been to a Chippendale performance
Yes,
review?
I have. Yes,
I haven't.
I have.
We're going to a movie soon.
I've
It's
been
about
to
the
one.
same.
I've been to Chippendales.
And
And what?
would you go back?
I mean, for the entertainment value, these women, yeah, absolutely.
What do you mean, the women?
These women
Chippendales are
act-
men.
Yeah, but these women act a pure fool. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
So you
It's
went.
hilarious.
You went for the women.
No, it's not why I went. But it's more. It's sometimes
Oh,
it
my
depends on
gosh.
because some of the men were not cute, but sometimes it's more funny to watch these wild women act out in
Uh-huh.
Rayford. Woo, they act out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and I used to DJ at a club, and they would bring a review in as well.
Oh, is that
here,
right?
and I had, and I would help them with the music, and I just could scan the crowd that way. And these women, just good gracious alive, those men needed like hazard pay. I'm not even.
Was it was
They-
it women only that they allowed in?
Yeah, during the shows,
See,
men were not allowed in there.
I think that's just
Our security could be in there.
I think though that
yeah.
that's just wrong. I think if they, that's discrimination. That's
Well-
discriminating against men, and also no cover
Oh, here we
for
go.
women, and men got to pay to get in.
Discrimination.
Well, women had to pay a cover to get into.
No,
that
I'm
show.
talking about in
in
other-
general.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's changed too now. A lot of places, though, Rayford, unless the place really wants to get people in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, this is Al.
Hello, Al. What's up?
Hey, yeah, I was listening about this Latino thing you guys are
Yes.
talking about.
Thank you.
And did Kelly say that Hispanics don't listen to your show? We all do. I have friends that listen to it all the
Well,
time.
thank you.
No, we appreciate it. No, she said that you probably weren't listening at the time or whatever.
Yeah, I said you probably weren't
'Cause
listening
I listen
today.
to you guys every day.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We love it.
Well, my business partner's Hispanic, and he listens.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm going to have to learn to speak Spanish then.
Hola.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
and I never heard of that word.
Latinx?
Hi,
No, I never heard of that, and I'm Hispanic. I never heard of that.
I'm not, and I hadn't heard of it either until I read this last night. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, well, where in the name of heaven did this come from?
I'm so sick of this woke world.
But it's by somebody that is not Hispanic, correct?
I don't know where it came
More
from
than
originally. Huckabee does not want it.
Huckabee is not Hispanic.
No, but she made it illegal to use it on
So
state.
I agree with her on that.
Thank you.
Let me look.
Right.
I gotta look
Yeah.
up. So it's Latinx.
Latinx.
I'm gonna look.
It's
I'm gonna see what this
neutral
word is.
gender. That means you ain't no man, you ain't no woman.
Well, I'm offended.
And Al, I assume that you are one or the other.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
usually every Hispanic group goes with a different name. Well, we're considered Mexican American,
okay.
and then you got Puerto Rican Americans.
Correct.
That's what usually we go by.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to
So
know.
are you known as Hispanics, Latinos, or Mexican
We
Americans,
don't like the
or
word Hispanic.
you don't?
We go by Mexican American. If
Really?
you're a Mexican and you were born in the United States, you go by Mexican American.
Okay.
And
See,
see,
my business partner is Salvadorian, and he goes by Hispanic.
that
Okay.
always
He
is
is not
confusing.
Yeah.
What's the difference
Yeah.
between Hispanics, Mexican,
Latino.
Latino, Latinx? What's the
And if
difference?
I do go by that, I usually like Latino better than Hispanic.
Gotcha. Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
hmm Yeah, that's why I called up. I listen to you guys every day.
Thank you.
Good. That's good. Yes.
Feel free to.
Talking about, you guys were talking about fat kids.
Yes.
Rafer, I agree with you. In the old days, when I was young, we always played outside. We cut the grass and
There you
things
go.
like that.
Yes.
That's what that's all we did in the old days, and I weighed nothing.
And we had push mowers.
You don't see any kids mowing yards anymore at all.
Well, you got services.
That's true.
You got all these services that charge you. I don't know. What do they charge? $150 to mow a lawn this size?
I don't see kids outside playing.
I do in my neighborhood.
I don't
There's
see.
some, but you don't see kids mowing anymore.
Nope.
It's too hot, but yeah.
Oh, make sweat it off.
You guys have a good one. I'm going to let you go.
Thanks,
yeah,
Al.
thanks for listening. Yeah, thanks for listening.
You
Thanks
call
for
us
listening.
again.
Heck yeah.
Okay, have a good one.
All right,
Have a
you
good
too.
day.
Let's take a break, and then I'm got something. I'm gonna really make your blood
Oh my God,
boil.
Raven, why?
I mean, I've got it now, and you are going to go off.
Oh no.
As a forget the part about being a counselor this morning,
Oh,
because
no.
you're going to need
So
counseling.
I need to move my chair.
You do. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom,
Oh, my.
97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Stand by for the landslide. We'll be right back.
Oh no.
Jacksonville's famous Mai Tai restaurant is open for in-house dining for your enjoyment, and now features a seafood dinner buffet beginning at 4 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, and from 11 till 9 on Sundays. All you can eat seafood for just $14.95. Located at 109 Henderson Drive, Mai Tai is open Tuesday through Sunday from 11 till 9. Featuring a lunch and seafood dinner buffet, appetizers, entrees with all your favorite beef, chicken, and seafood combinations. Their hibachi comes with onions, zucchini, and your choice of fried or steamed rice. Lunch buffet is just $12.95 and dinner $14.95 for all you can eat seafood buffet. For takeout, call 910-346-5382 or 910-346-6675 and online at mythainc.com. Delivery available through your favorite app. All you can eat dinner seafood buffet 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and Sundays 11 till 9. Mai Tai Restaurant for over 35 years.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and custom threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Thailand Marine right here in Jacksonville, 159 Old Bridge Street in downtown Jacksonville on the banks of the New River, your one-stop shop for everything boating and fishing needs. They know what the folks here are using in the White Oak and the New Rivers at this area to catch fish. Right now, speckled trout are hot. Let me tell you what, do it again. Speckled trout are hot. They're catching them. And the people that know what lures the locals are using, the professional guides, they have to make a living at this, so they have to produce fish for their customers. They know what lures they're using. So stop by, ask, just chat with George for a little bit. He'll tell you, because he's just placed a huge, massive order for new lures that will be delivered shortly. So get ready for the spring fishing, the late winter and spring fishing here in eastern North Carolina. And you may as well stock up for the offshore stuff. For you guys with the bigger boats who do some offshore fishing, get ready for the king mackerel, get ready for the Spanish mackerel. Ask George what he's got. Most of you know enough to go ahead and get it, but don't wait until it's sold out, because reordering sometimes takes too long. And that's the way it is in the fishing industry. You place the orders generally once a year, maybe again during the summertime, and hopefully you'll get it before the fall. But right now, he'll have that stuff in stock in just a couple, 3 weeks. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots today offshore, becoming easterly in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3, dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers only a light chop today. Great for specs today. Get on out there. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 5 to 10, kicking up a bit in the afternoon. 15 to 20 with gusts of 25 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet, building to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Near shore seas 2 to 3, dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, becoming choppy in the afternoon. Westerly winds on Friday 15 to 20 with gusts of 30, becoming northwesterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 5 to 7 feet. They'll start coming down in the afternoon 3 to 5.
Today, sunny, high of 61. Tonight, cloudy, low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 71, but super windy with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, it's going to rain. Otherwise, when it's not raining, it's going to be cloudy, low of 53 and gusty winds. Gusts was high as 28 miles an hour. And on Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 60. But gusts are down to about 16 miles an hour. And then Friday night, cold and 33.
And Saturday night, cold and 28.
Yep, Saturday night, 28 and clear, which is even
firewood-
going to make it feel colder.
Firewood weather
cloudy.
it is, and I got a wheelbarrow full, chopped up, ready to roll.
Yeah.
Howard, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Got you loud and clear, sir.
Okay, my Bluetooth's not working, so I'm talking to you the old-fashioned way.
Well, good. It sounds
I got a
much
couple
better.
of things. First of all, I hear you mention on your Tideline commercials sometimes about walleye.
Yeah.
And the walleye is basically in the perch family,
Mhm.
and it is good eating. I'm
They
here to
tell
tell
me it
you
is.
they got walleye fries up north sometimes, but yeah, they don't have walleyes down here.
Nope.
But you're right. Why buy a walleye lure down here? But this is something that's been troubling me, and I know you can clear it up. Okay, we got the House of Representatives. Now, they pass a law, but let's say they want to defund all the IRS agents. Sounds great. Senate votes it down. It's dead in the water, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say Senate approves it, and the president vetoes it. It's dead in the water, right?
Sort of, yes.
Yes.
So, unless they overturn the veto, of course.
Correct.
But
Takes
in other words,
a serious
I don't
majority to
wanna
overturn.
downgrade the House of Representatives, but it seems like the House of Representatives is just providing lip service. Like, okay, we're going to pass a law for this, and no, you're not. You're going to shoot it down. And you know, they're talking and celebrating that they passed this legislation, and it's not going anywhere, right, Rayford?
That's pretty much the case, and that happens all too often. They know that it's not going to go anywhere, but they work on it anyway. They do let their constituents at home, the majority of the House who are voting that way, they want their constituents. They say, well, I made you a promise, and here's what I'm doing to keep my promise. At least I'm doing what I can, and I can't help what the Senate does. I certainly can't help what the president does.
Yeah, I understand.
So,
okay, yeah, it just seems like it's a kind of a cruddy system, to tell you the truth, because they say we control the purse. No, you don't, right?
well, the House actually works on the budget first.
But the budget is that mega budget of all that trillions and 1.9 or something. You know, that budget's through September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now what happens in September? They propose a budget, the Senate shoots it down, or the president vetoes it, and they're dead, right?
Well, they are, but they then will come back and negotiate to keep the company, to keep the country from going under. They will negotiate a temporary budget to work until probably just before December and just before Christmas time, and then they will come through and vote on another budget.
Right. That
It's a
wasn't right
smoke
that they
and
did that
mirrors.
thing last minute, you know?
It's just smoke and mirrors all the way through.
Yeah, it is. thanks for clearing that up. I thought I had it down right, and I did after all. But thanks for clearing that up. Okay.
You're welcome.
Well,
Howard.
Howard, we'll have Senator Tillis on tomorrow morning.
And Congressman Murphy on Friday morning.
Friday, that's right. Clear up a lot of this for us.
We hope.
But I'll tell you what, if you ever go up north and you want some good fishing, go on Winnebago and look for the boats. And I'm telling you, those walleye. Ooh,
Do I have to break the ice?
No, there's no. I don't do ice fishing.
Okay.
I went ice fishing one time.
It's
one
cold.
time my whole life, and I was on a lake, Lake Minocqua, and my beer in a bottle froze in 10 minutes, solid.
Ooh.
And I said, no, I'm done. I caught a walleye, but, I'm not a walleye. I caught a northern. That's all bones. Ugh,
Yeah, northern pikes.
Yeah. But the thing about it is walleye probably, in my opinion, is the best fish. They used to have jumbo perch in Lake Michigan where you could take a cane pole, it's like put onto they'd have these, it's like a big, not a dock, I'm trying to think, and you'd throw your line in there and it'd be like, you'd be catching these 15-inch perch.
Oh, wow. That's nice perch.
They actually, guys, they have fish fries every Friday in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
you know why?
It's a staple.
Why did they pick Fridays for fish fries?
What's that?
Why did they pick Fridays for fish fries?
I think it all started with Lent.
Yep, there
and
you
it
go.
just extended. That's what I think it happened. But I'm for $8.95, all you could eat, and then you got salted rye bread and fries. Oh my God! You swear you died and went to heaven. I know when it's my time. If I go up there's going to be at Alio's restaurant serving a fish fry. I'll know I'm in heaven.
Yeah. I was up there in the Milwaukee area, right outside Milwaukee, and I did go to a fish fry, and I think this was at a volunteer fire department. Everybody seemed like was putting on a fish fry. You just pick and choose.
Right. My American Legion post, they used to do a good fish fry too, but it's just down here. There's just no. It's just like they had this. I forgot the name. The Carolina Fish, a restaurant.
Okay.
They were on Western. They went out. Then they went on Marine Boulevard. Now they went out there too, and it looked like a nice place. They redid the restaurant that had previously gone out of business.
Right.
But I'll tell you, it's the market's not here.
You gotta have something special. And to be honest with you, if you're going to be around here, you better offer something special, and you better offer something local.
I think I'm better off just catching my own.
Oh, that too. Come on down to Tide Line. We'll hook you up with some tackle.
I should head down to Tide Line and check it out.
I'll be down there about 10 o'clock. Stop by.
I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to hearing Senator Tillis and the Congressman Dr. Murphy too. I just love both of them.
Yeah.
So,
all right, sounds good, sir.
Dr. Murphy, I'm a big Dr. Murphy fan. So.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway, I was hoping that you had a little better news on the Congress thing, but unfortunately,
nope.
Okay.
Take care, Howard.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye, Howard.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Go ahead and do it, Rayford. Just get it over with. What are you about to tip me off with?
Let me pull it up here and get it going. Exactly the one I had them all punched up here earlier.
Let me get my wheels pointed to the left in case I need to take a quick turn.
Where did he go? Yes. I got the story.
Okay.
Okay, I'll repeat it to you. But down in Georgia,
okay,
there was a deputy sheriff, and he apparently had several dogs, and he was arrested. I think earlier this week for a crime that occurred earlier. He kept the dogs pinned up in a building where the temperatures were 95 degrees.
No.
All 3 dogs died.
You know, we do not like animal stories like this.
No, Rayford.
No.
I told you I was going to make you mad.
No,
I'll fight this guy with my bare hands.
Anyway, that's what happened down there in Georgia. Now, to make matters even worse, if you didn't think they could get any worse, the same deputy, he was charged with 3 counts of felonies in that case, right?
Okay.
But he was also with his police dog.
Oh, no.
That's the one the police dog died, right?
No, the police dog did not die in this
Okay,
case. The
all right.
other dogs died. The
Yeah.
police dog did not die in this case, but he was totally, he was kept under the same conditions, did live through it, but the guy is charged with cruelty to animals in that case too.
Tell me he is no longer a police officer.
I think he's under suspension waiting for what they call a
Fire
trial.
his butt.
Mm-hmm.
Immediate fire, because that's basically, you know, a police dog is your partner. So he abused his partner. Fire him. Period. Bottom line. He's a piece of crap. Fire him.
Yep. Can't disagree with you whatsoever.
He's
in that
got
case.
to go.
Yeah,
Fire him.
He needs to be
Mhm.
out of here. Turn it over to Trump. He could fire him.
See,
You're
I-
fired.
Because, you know, I think when you abuse animals like that, that should be a felony. There should not be a misdemeanor charge.
His 3 charges are felonies.
And to be abusive to the police dog, that's against a law enforcement officer.
Mm-hmm.
Charge him with that.
I just cannot. I cannot understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot. I just cannot understand me out here or trying to abuse my little doggy
Oh,
no.
or anybody else.
Robin gets yelled at if he raises his voice to my dogs.
Yeah. That's right.
So, absolutely not would anybody animals and live to tell that tale.
I don't even yell at my dogs.
Here's the actual
I
story.
mean, if they're doing something dangerous, yes, but other than
He's
that, no.
indicted by a grand jury for animal cruelty after causing 3 dogs in his care to die.
Oh, heck no. Nope.
The deputies indicted for 3 counts of felony aggravated cruelty to animals and 2 counts of misdemeanor cruelty to animals.
There shouldn't be misdemeanor. It should all be felony. All of it.
His
Every
3
bit of it.
American bulldogs, Layla, Luke, and Storm, all died in a shed on his property after he left them in 95-degree heat.
What was his pitiful excuse? I know he had to have some lame nonsense coming out of his mouth.
A
It had to be
police dog
something.
named Aegis,
Mhm.
placed in his care, was found neglected and confined to a hot, filthy pen filled with mold-covered feces, according to the DA.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. Fire him.
PETA, which had actively attempted to bring the deputy in front of a court, applauded the charges against him. The organization had made appeals and staged protests against this deputy sheriff.
Please tell me the sheriff's office there was not protecting this guy.
Not that I can find.
Okay, good. Making sure
Not that I can find. So, anyway,
that he needs to be fired. Forget an investigation.
there's a
Fire
picture
him.
of him with the dog, with a dog.
Nope. Fire him.
He does not need to be
Nope.
carrying that badge or a gun.
That badge needs to be stripped. His police certification needs to be taken away. All of it.
Yep, totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
We don't put up with that kind of
Crazy.
crap around here.
So much crazy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. I told you I'd get her riled up this morning. See what I can do when we come back. Have fun.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is a full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home down the street on the Richlands Highway here in Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Half cut boneless strip loin, just $7.99 a pound. Whole bottom round is only $3.39 a pound. Whole bone-in pork loin, $1.39 a pound. Quarter sliced bone-in pork loin is only $1.79 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground beef, just $2.39 a pound. And whole chickens, just $1.49 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Urban Produce, fresh Florida strawberries, just $2.99 a pound. Sweet red cherries, just $4.99 a pound. Extra large slicing tomatoes, you get a 3-pack package for just $2.99. Sweet blueberries, $3.99 a pint. Fresh zucchini or yellow squash is only $1.99 a pound. Fresh sweet yellow onions, great for those burgers, just $1.39 a pound. A 6-ounce package of raspberries or blackberries is only $2.99. And tropical mangoes are only 99 cents each. And you get 3 6-packs of Cokes or Sprites for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
To the left coast with magic situation going on out there. I followed this as much as I probably should have. 17 people at least confirmed dead. 200,000 homes and businesses without power.
Yes.
Because of massive flooding in California. Yes. Massive flooding. Governor out there, Newsom, of course, confirmed the deaths. And then he starts talking immediately about, that's what we get. We got all this climate change, and that's what's causing it. Some golfers were at Pebble Beach playing.
Why would you be playing in the middle of a storm?
Playing in the middle of a storm.
Anytime.
I know.
And they had to run 45, one away from 45-foot waves on the Pebble Beach course.
How dumb are you? I mean, come on, guys.
How, first of all, how do you even play? I've seen golfers out playing.
Of that. There's got to be a video somewhere.
I don't see how you can even play in the rain. I don't play golf anyway.
I've seen them out there playing, and it's 25 degrees out there. Well, how do you not freeze to your
I've seen
clubs?
them in shorts playing when it's below freezing. Come on.
That's like the mailman.
Now I want to see a video.
They're tough people.
It's 20 degrees out, and they're still wearing shorts.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my Lord,
we got
there is
one.
a video.
Yeah.
There actually is a video.
Yep.
I'm pulling it up now.
Good
So,
Lord.
Hold on, Leah.
45-foot wave hitting the beach, hitting the shoreline. Of course, they hit the wall and crash over. Homes flooded. I'm just looking at some of these houses. There's just water everywhere. I feel for you.
I think that's the actual course.
They need to put flotation devices on those golf carts.
Well, first of all, the course is all flooded. There's like water everywhere.
Are they crazy?
Yeah.
Insane.
I want to see the wave. Oh, I see the wave there. Okay. Hold on.
Where do they have?
Well, the waves are hitting down below. They're 45 foot and
look.
crashing over the cliff.
Where do they have safety
the wave in the
vests?
background, but I'm trying to see. Somebody says it's about to hit us, dude.
Yeah, maybe they need to be wearing life jackets. Maybe
I was going to say, do they
Coast Guard.
sell them
Okay, yeah.
in the clubhouse?
Yeah.
They might want to start selling those.
Deaths included a pickup truck driver and motorcyclist killed Tuesday morning yesterday when a eucalyptus tree fell on them on Highway 99.
Oh my.
Yeah. See, that's what scares me the worst.
Now they're just running because you could see the wave
Running.
coming. Yeah.
They need to run
Here
faster.
comes the water.
A 5-year-old kid missing after he and his mother were stranded
And
in rising waters. His mother was rescued. The boy was swept away. 7-hour search Monday turned up only one of his Nike shoes.
Oh, it's so sad.
Oh, this breaks my heart. It's so sad.
The storm began Monday, dumped more than a foot of rain at higher elevations in central and southern California, and buried Sierra Nevada ski resorts in more than 5 feet of snow.
Good gracious.
5 feet.
Yeah.
You ain't that much taller than 5 feet.
I'm 5'7".
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Not that much taller.
Nope.
You couldn't get your eyes out of the over the snow.
Wow.
Think about the drifts.
Exactly.
If you've got 5 feet of snow, what are the drifts like?
That's when you're stocked up on firewood and groceries and
Absolutely.
stay in the house.
And don't
And
try to open the
those
doors.
people are trying to get into it, trying to drive and do whatever.
Well,
No.
here's one that tried to drive. His car up to the door, over the door, into the car.
Dumb.
What?
Dumb. Yeah. Just nothing but rain, water.
Oh my
all the way up to the
gosh.
window. Yep. Raven has that picture.
Like
Yep.
cars float. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
People just, oh my word. Nope.
Well, you've seen what's happened around here during hurricanes.
Oh,
and people
yeah.
out in them trying to cross a high rise into topsail. I mean, really?
There and they've got water standing. The first thing they tell you.
But you don't know if what's underneath the water is washed away. You don't
Quite
know.
often it is washed
Yeah.
away.
Turn around,
You
don't
don't
drown.
know. Yeah. Like, why
When-
would you
when-
do that?
And quite often they'll put firefighters or other barricades or whatever out there, warnings. There's a high water here. Don't drive through this. But people do it.
People go around the barricades.
I know
like,
they do.
why would you do
so-
that, people? No.
It happens.
But, yeah.
It's happened here, and no one is invincible. I will
No,
tell
I
you
agree.
that. And there's not a car. I don't care if you got a nice Jeep. I got one. I don't care what you got. Forget about it.
I'm
They
not
got
doing
things
it.
in there that are called electronics. They got all sorts.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
then things quit running when they get
They
wet.
do. Yeah.
These things are not submarines.
No.
Then explain it to your insurance company.
Yeah, well,
And they'll be like, oh no, you
No,
dumb enough
you're
to
not
do
covered
that?
yet.
We're not covering you.
I just wondered how many vehicles are drowned like that the insurance company says, okay, no.
Mhm.
You did something this stupid? No. Of course, they're going to lie about it. The claimants
Right.
are going to be lying about it. But
Right.
I just wondered if insurance companies got really tough and they actually did an investigation and found out that, yes, you did something this
You
dumb.
were dumb enough to drive through
You
that.
don't
we're
want
not
to
gonna
defraud
cover
an
you.
insurance company.
It's,
No.
That's a crime. That's a felony.
Well, I just want to know, Rayford, are you going to give up your gas stove?
No.
Did you see that the
Yes.
U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is talking about putting a ban on gas stoves?
Like
Get
like
that
kitchen
way.
stoves?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't
out of
know
They
that.
say
Why?
they say that natural gas sort of stuff is hazardous to your health. And they say that propane is much safer.
Right.
I got propane.
Well, AOC
Okay.
is saying it's linked to brain damage.
What is?
She must have been inhaling
she
a lot
must
of
have
it.
grew up cooking on a gas stove.
Well, when I lived in California, I did not like the gas stove because that's always fear it was going to blow up. I mean, it's scary. Gas
You
stoves
and
scare
my
me.
mother.
Yeah, I was
I
always
grew up
afraid. I'd go in there
cooking on
every
a
time
gas
I'd
stove.
light my kitchen from afar, and like, when you have to turn it on, hear that click, 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 and then it's scary. To me, that's stressful.
My childhood
Yeah.
was cooking on a gas stove.
We did not have gas at all.
I've got
Of course,
it now.
I have no
love it.
stove right now. It blew up.
Lee blew her stove
I
up.
blew my stove up.
Yeah.
I went to plug
I'm
it back in. It was like kaboof.
I'm still trying to figure out how you did that.
I have a theory.
I moved it out, unplugged it, cleaned behind it, put up my backsplash.
Why
Went-
did you move it out?
To clean behind it.
Well, I
and
had to
her
put the
backsplash up.
backsplash up.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
She was redoing her kitchen.
And so when I went to plug it in, it exploded at the plug. Boom! A big old thing of fire shot out and a big boom.
That is
and
dangerous. You're lucky you didn't set
Lee
yourself on fire.
I fell backwards on my butt just out of fear, and and it tripped a breaker. So
Yeah, not good.
yeah,
Not good.
So I went back, and after I calmed down,
Mhm.
and the breaker was off, so I went back and plugged it back in. Went out to the garage and flipped the breaker, and it popped the breaker again. So yes,
So you're
definitely,
like,
I
"Nope,
had blown
not
up the
working."
stove,
Yeah,
and I didn't do anything but move it out, and then move it back.
That
I've
was
done that
just-
many of a time.
but it was his time. It was old.
It might not be the stove. It could be the wiring
Well,
that's going
that's
up
what
to
I've
it.
got to get a tester and test the plug going.
Uh-huh. If you unplug the stove and turn the circuit breaker on, does it blow?
No.
Oh, then it might be in the stove or in the wiring
Mhm.
connected to the stove.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think whatever
Her stove is old. She just needs a
yeah,
new
it's
one.
old.
This is a sign she
I'm
needs a
gonna
new
get,
one.
but
Get a gas stove while you can.
but I'll tell you what, when that thing popped and that flash came out, Lord have mercy, it knocked me back against the counters. Not from it, but from the fear.
You didn't spray any water on it, did you?
No,
Okay,
I knew
just
better than
checking.
that. And I have a fire extinguisher always nearby. So
There you go. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be back in about a minute or so, and then we'll have time for one more call just in case you want to give us a ringy-dingy. It's 910-333-0139. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vented cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back and on the line right now, Commissioner Robin Knapp. And how are you?
Hope you guys morning going well.
Doing fine, sir. What's up?
Hey, just wanted to chime in real quick, and I agree with Kelly and Lee, what they said earlier about this, whatever that word is, Latinx.
Latinx.
Yeah.
Latinx. Okay, whatever. However, all these names, all these names that we give all these ethnic groups within the country, man, it just gets me sick. It really does. People look at me and they say, "Do I refer to you as an Asian American, or do I refer to you as African American or Hispanic American, whatever it might be?" It's stupid.
You're an Asian American.
Well, you know what I refer you as, Robin?
No. I'm an American. Period. And that's the thing. Do we distinguish Canadians as North American? Do we consider everybody from South America? He's South American. I mean, come on, man. I mean, whatever country you're from, that's what you are. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are. To me, it really gets to me because I grew up with it all my life. First there was he's Oriental. What? No. Oriental's a food. Oriental is a rug. Okay.
That's it.
You're not one of them kind?
No. Yeah.
I remember when all that.
You are, Robin. You are.
But the bottom line is it's pathetic. I agree with Huckabee, what she did. Bravo to her.
Yes.
For making it against the law. I mean, I tell you what, she's a tough one, and I agree with her completely. And And we need to get away from this. And this is the reason why we keep saying that there's racism, because the reason why we keep saying there's racism because we keep bringing it up.
That's right.
Always.
Exactly.
As Morgan Freeman once said, when he was confronted with the question of racism, he says, "Why are you bringing that up? We're talking about it now because you just brought that up. It wasn't even a thought in his mind."
Yep.
I love Morgan Freeman.
That's the mindset we need to get back to, and the sooner the better, because this is just pathetic. If we really want to get down to the nitty gritty, you want to say Americans. Well, the Native Americans are the indigenous population of the United States. So it just give you a break. It just boggles my mind that people are still talking about that, putting labels on people.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom line is you're either a male or a female. That's my belief, my personal belief.
Yes.
Whatever name you want to give yourself, just don't bring it up. I mean, it's just pathetic to me. I just wanted to chime in and give you my opinion.
Good for you. I appreciate it,
understand
Robin.
completely.
Thank you.
And when I refer
All right,
to you,
guys.
Robin, I refer to you as Robin, not any other
That's
thing. So this label's
That's
wrong.
That's the way it should be.
That's
And nobody should make any disparaging marks about somebody's ethnic background or whatever. I was born in Tacoma, Washington. That's about 7,000 miles away from Korea. Okay, so I just wanted everybody to know that Tacoma is in the United States. So anyway, God bless. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Right, bye.
And I got more
Well
breaking
said.
news.
Yeah.
All,
What now?
all U.S. flight departures are paused until at least 9 a.m., which is about
That's
to happen.
2 minutes and 20
But
seconds.
now this just popped up, so all of them. So they still hadn't fixed this little thing until at least 9. It may go more. And that New York and Atlanta will get to go before any of the other ones. when
Yeah,
they
I was
start
just
back up.
looking at the misery map for FlightAwares and still a lot
Yeah.
of.
Of course, the White House says no
lot of
evidence of a
red.
cyber attack.
That's just probably crap equipment. Like Duke, see, they must have the
Oh,
same
here we
kind
go.
stuff, equipment that Duke Energy has.
Here we go. It's all Duke.
Substandard.
That's right.
They buy from the same person. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and well, we do know that there were attacks on our electrical grid,
Yes, but
whether they were
some for
the
stupid reasons.
the beginning of
Right.
a series of attacks, or whether they were tests, I don't know. We've said all along that traffic, airlines,
Mhm.
the electrical grid, other infrastructure, buses, subways, trains. Look at what could be damaged. Look at how we could be totally immobilized.
If I were
How
going-
about our
yeah.
water systems? How
Yeah.
easy, because most of our public water systems, they have just a total accessibility
Yeah.
to an attack.
Agreed.
What would you do?
Need to start
Yeah.
buying those big 5-gallon bottles and storing them.
That doesn't take long for that to go away.
I know.
And how
that's
many
true.
can you store? How
I
much
got a
does
big
it take to
garage.
I
flush
need
your
to be-
toilet?
I need to become a prepper. That's just a whole lot of work.
How
though.
much?
Yes.
How much water does it take just to flush your toilet one time?
And I thought
A
preppers
gallon?
were
I have no
crazy
idea.
people, Kelly, but I'm gonna tell
I had
you
a
what,
client that was a prepper. This guy
I've
gave
been-
me so much information,
I've been learning a lot from it.
and I learned a lot with him right before COVID started.
So one of your clients has converted you.
He just at one.
Enlightened
I mean,
you.
some of the stuff he had said, I used to think was far fetched, but now I don't think it's so far
yeah, I
fetched.
started doing some of the stuff preppers
like
were
a
talking
serious
about.
prepper.
Right.
I'm like, it's a lot of work, but it makes you want to do it.
I know it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Better stock up.
All right, guys, got to run. We'll be back in there tomorrow.
No,
tomorrow
we're
morning.
actually girl.
What? Lee, I will fight you. Rayford, I got her. I'll get her for you.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
had to go there.
You were. Let's okay.
I'm
you know what, Rayford?
American tick. What?
Wait till I get off the air.
Yeah, yeah.
Because what I got to say ain't
Yeah.
fit for human
don't
consumption.
get us thrown off the FCC.
Yeah,
we'll
it
wait.
wouldn't be that way. It'd just be inappropriate.
Yeah.
But without a mic on, I don't care about inappropriate.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
only inappropriate when the mics are hot,
I agree
right?
with that.
Well, and with all this talk about proper I'm confused anymore.
I don't know what I am.
Well, I know what I am. So
All
I'm
right.
good to go.
Maybe
I'm-
I'll come
I'm
lie down on
satisfied
your.
with
I got
myself.
one over there. I'll go lie down on my
Yeah.
own couch.
Okay, yeah.
I wonder if I could counsel
I have
myself.
these new therapy tappers.
What
I
is?
could use on you. Yeah.
Those would drive me crazy.
No, they actually work.
I
for
had to
anxiety
teach
and
a tap
PTSD.
class for little kids.
No, these you hold in your hands.
Yeah, but
No, they're not like that. No, it buzzes. They're very effective with PTSD, trauma, or anxiety. Yeah.
So it doesn't make tapping noise?
No, it doesn't make any sound.
Oh, okay.
No, you hold it in your hand.
How about that? How's that sound?
No, it doesn't sound like that. Sounds like a jackhammer.
I think we all
Sounds
need
more
practice.
like a 50 caliber.
Yeah.
Well, kind of now that you say that. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Now we're going to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all have a great day.
Guys, have a great rest of your day. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME.
WSME Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. There are flight delays around the country with the planes sitting on the ground due to a computer outage at the Federal Aviation Administration. Domestic departures were on hold until at least 9 a.m. Eastern while the system's rebooted. Fox Business White House correspondent Edward Lawrence was on a plane in Mexico City about to take off for Dallas.
It was the alert system that